I predict that you're about to meet our next magician.
I had a past that I am not proud of. I was what was known as a grifter or con man, kind of lived in the shadows. Back in 2005 or so, I needed to disappear. I went on the run and ended up in Las Vegas, and I was living under a false identity. And I looked up and Penn walked by. For some reason, I had to say hello. He was kind to me, and everything that he knew about me was a lie. Penn's kindness helped me realize I didn't like who I'd become. So I turned myself in. I spent 5 years of my life in prison, practicing bizarre magic and spirit magic. Every aspect, from mentalism to cards to coins. I've been performing magic since I walked out of prison. Now here I am as my true self, trying to con Penn and Teller with magic.
With 3 randomly selected members of our audience, here is the mysterious Aiden Sinclair.
Ladies and gentlemen, every illusion begins with a lie. And in the year 1848, there were 2 little girls in Hydesville, New York, that told a lie. And that lie became one of the greatest illusions of all time. In fact, an illusion that's performed to this very day, but not by magicians. It is an illusion that is performed by, well, charlatans and confidence artists. You see, these 2 little girls told a lie that they could talk to the dead. And in fact, at this very moment, somewhere in America, there is some fraud medium who's still trying to convince people that their ghosts could cross over. That being said, I'd like to try a little seance magic for Penn and Teller tonight. Allison, would you care to join us at the seance table? It's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the seance table. Now, I know there are some creepy things in front of you. There is a spirit board on the table. A lot of people are sensitive around Ouija boards. That's way older and creepier, so don't let that bother you. Allison, the doll, I know can be a little weird. Some people actually believe if you look them in the eyes, they'll steal your soul. This is Evie. Evie is one of the artifacts from the historic Stanley Hotel. She actually belonged to a young lady whose name was Lillian McGuire. She passed away, sadly, by her own hand in the year 1926. Evie, some people believe she does contain a spirit. And tonight I'd like to see if that spirit will come out and play, so to speak. And to do this, I'd like to play a game of hide and seek. Now, obviously not with her, but with a thing. In my pocket, I have a little bag, and in that bag are 4 things. Very simple things, actually, when you think about it. Nothing haunted or creepy. In fact, I want you to be assured that all of this stuff on the table, as creepy as it is, it's not going to follow you home and haunt you or possess you with demons or give you nightmares unless it does. So, in my hand, I have a few things. I have 3 black beads and a pearl, something that a young girl would be drawn towards. And that's what we're going to play hide and seek with. The idea is we're going to place all of those things into the bag, give the bag a little mix, and I'm going to ask each of you to reach into the bag and take out a thing. Obviously, you're either going to take a black bead or one of you will take the pearl. I'd like you to make this selection in complete secrecy. Do not peek. If you don't know what you have, there's no way I could read your body language and get a tell. It'll truly be up to the spirit to try to find the pearl. Are you willing to reach into the bag? You're a very brave woman. Please reach inside the bag. Take your time. Make sure you have something. Hide it in your fist. One thing only. Have you got something?
Yes.
Excellent. We'll give this a little mix. Sir, if you would take the next thing, I'll look away. Please reach into the bag. Take one thing only. You have a thing, sir?
I do.
No peeking. Young lady on the end, are you comfortable taking a thing? One thing only? And Allison, the last thing is all yours. You can take the whole bag if it's easier to reach in there that way. Once you have something, hide it in your hand.
Okay.
Perfect, and just throw the bag away. We won't need that again. Because it's not about me, it's about her. What I'd like to do is see if there is a spirit present within Evie. So I'd like you to focus all of your attention on her, and you may get a sense that she wants to communicate with you. You might start to feel your skin prickle. You might feel a little tap on your shoulder. If anything like that happens, do let us know. Do keep your hands in plain view so she can clearly see them. And Evie, if you are present with us this evening, I'd like you to just give us a sign. It can be any sign at all. Let us know that your presence is here, and perhaps you could actually tell us on what side of the table that pearl is. If you could just... so you guys are off the hook. Would you open your hand? Do you have a black bead? Ladies and gentlemen, that is 1. Do you have a black bead? That is 2. You can place it on the table, sir. No nightmares for you. You guys, sorry. It's the eye contact thing, I think. But very simple. One of you, we now know, obviously has the pearl. One of you obviously has a black bead. I'd like to use the spirit board to give her a way to truly communicate with you. What I'd like you both to do is focus on that spirit board there. What I'm hoping is this. I'm going to ask each of you to say a phrase. That phrase will be, Evie, I have the pearl. One of you will tell the truth, and one of you will lie. I'm hoping that she might give a sign to whoever tells the truth. Are you comfortable saying the phrase? Mm-hmm. If you would, Evie, I have the pearl.
Evie, I have the pearl.
Did you feel anything? A little tingle, a little tap, anything at all? Okay. Allison?
Evie, I have the pearl. Well, I did.
I'm going to stand over here. So I'm going to go with you.
Okay.
Young lady, would you open your hand? Do you have a black bead? Allison, do you have a pearl?
I must.
Ladies and gentlemen, the spirits have spoken. Thank you very much, guys. You can leave it there on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming up. You guys can return to your seats. Allison, thank you so much. Thank you.
Aiden, Sinclair, and Evie. So you work at a haunted hotel?
Well, we prefer to think of it as a historic hotel.
Right.
You know, people get married there every day. They have anniversaries, family reunions. It's a happy place, unless you get the heck scared out of you. But no, it's a wonderful hotel.
What attracted you to magic?
Honestly, when I got in trouble, I knew a little bit. And when I went away, I studied. And I knew that because of my crimes were really kind of deception-based. And I think everybody has a gift. And unfortunately, mine was a gift of deception. That being said, there are positive ways to use it. And what's cool about it now is that I spend most of my time not performing, working with at-risk kids. Kids that are at that edge where they're just about to get in trouble. And if you can get one of those kids to stay in school, graduate, and do something, it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm very thankful.
Well, and you're such an inspiration, showing them how you turned it around.
You know, nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to go to prison. And honestly, it's not fun. It sucks. But I went on my terms.
Yeah.
And I'm able to have the life I have today because of that decision. And my life is exponentially better.
Such an inspiration.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing your story. Let's go to the guys and see what they'll share with us. Penn, Teller.
Wow.
Well, I'm still reeling from the from seeing you again. You had an accent back at that time.
I did. You remembered.
I do. A very heavy accent, which I believe completely, by the way.
And I'm sorry that I fooled you then. It was not my desire to do any harm. And
oh no, I know.
Your hospitality has changed my life, so I can't thank you enough.
And I'm so glad you've come around, and you've also picked an area where we care very much about honesty.
Likewise.
And talking about the dead, and you did a very wonderful job putting that in historic context. I think that it's really important to say, you know, everybody thinks when they see one of these things in a magic show, they wouldn't be fooled. But in the real environment, when people are doing this, they're being fooled day in and day
every day
out, and scammed out of lots of money, and more than that, scammed out of the respect and the love and the dignity of people that
very much
passed
so.
on. I'm so glad you're doing it right. And also, you've done that by putting a frame around it, and we like the whole outfit.
Thank you.
We like the tie, we like the shirt, we like the jacket, we really like the rings.
Thank you.
We like the pants, the shoes. Everything gives that whole impression. Makes the whole trick work.
It does. It really does.
And even though we might have a slight idea, I don't think the audience had the remotest idea of how anything was working on any of this. I think you fooled almost everyone in the room. Unfortunately, we don't think you fooled the two people right here. So good to see you again.
Likewise, Penn. Thank you very much. It's truly an honor.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. You helped. This is because of you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Aiden Sinclair. Enjoying our show? Well, we aren't finished with you yet. More outstanding illusions on the way.